A woman will rarely confess desire with words, not the kind of desire that shakes her soul, not the kind that makes her forget logic, posture, and pride. Because real desire isn't spoken, it leaks through silence, through glances, through the electricity in her breath. You'll feel it when her voice stutters for no reason, when her body leans closer, even as her mind tries to pull back. You'll sense it in the stillness, when time slows between you, when a simple touch feels louder than words, when the air gets heavy, but she doesn't move away. Most men never notice. They're too busy chasing the illusion, too busy impressing, performing, proving, trying to earn what only nature can grant, trying to force open a door that would have swung wide had they simply stood still. But the Stoic man is different. He does not chase. He does not beg. He does not perform. He studies nature, not women. He reads biology, not fantasy. He holds himself like the mountain, not the breeze that sways for approval. He doesn't interpret every laugh as a signal. He doesn't confuse attention with affection. And he never ever needs validation from a body he did not come to serve. Because the highest form of masculinity is presence without pressure. The kind of still, grounded presence that makes a woman remember who she is and wonder how you see through what others only stare at. So if you've ever wondered, is she into me? Is there a deeper desire she's not saying? Then understand this. A woman's words may lie. Her mind may resist, but her biology will always betray the truth. These are the 7 signs a woman is sexually attracted to you. Not from lust, not from loneliness, but from an uncontrollable pull, the kind she tries to suppress, but her nervous system won't allow it. This is not a game. This is ancient wiring responding to masculine gravity, biologically confirmed, spiritually aligned, stoically understood. Let's begin. 1. Her eyes search you, not just look at you. It's not merely eye contact. It's not the casual glance of someone passing time. It's the ancient ritual of scanning for essence. When a woman is sexually drawn to a man, her gaze changes shape. Her pupils dilate. Her blink rate slows. Her eyes don't just land on you, they linger, searching for something beneath your skin. She's not admiring your face. She's reading your energy, testing the silence between your words, measuring your stillness in the presence of intensity. This is not flirtation. This is her biology reaching forward, asking the oldest feminine question, is it safe to surrender? Her nervous system is looking for polarity, for the unshakable center, for masculine gravity that doesn't dissolve under the weight of attention. And when she finds it, when she senses that you are still, even in the fire, she won't look away, because women don't lock eyes with men they don't feel something primal for. But here's where most men fail. They react to the gaze. They smirk. They lean in. They become the jester in her courtroom. They turn a sacred moment into performance. But the Stoic man, he holds his gaze like a sword in its sheath, calm, grounded, unshaken. He understands. Her stare is not an invitation. It is a mirror, a reflection of your own presence. And if your presence is scattered, needy, or performative, she will look through you and find nothing worth submitting to. So let her gaze, let her search, let her curiosity rise. But never let her gaze dictate your rhythm. A true man doesn't chase her eyes. He makes her remember him every time she closes them. 2. Her voice changes tempo, like she's entering a different atmosphere. When a woman is around a man who subtly commands the room without trying, her entire physiology adapts. And the first thing that shifts is her voice. Not on purpose, but because her nervous system is recalibrating, syncing with the presence of a man who isn't seeking approval, but radiating inner authority. Her tone softens, her pitch drops, the tempo of her words slows, like she's stepping out of noise and into something sacred. She stretches your name without thinking. She pauses, not because she's unsure of what to say, but because the energy between you makes her feel everything she would rather not say. There will be moments when her voice trembles for no reason, when she inhales slowly, trying to hide it, when she answers your question and then goes quiet, as if she's just realized she exposed too much. That's the moment most men pounce, trying to fill the silence with flattery or humor, eager to keep the moment alive. But the Stoic man understands a woman's voice is not just a sound, it's a weather system, one you don't control, but read. And it is in the stillness after the storm, in the quiet between words, that true desire reveals itself. Because any woman can talk, but not every woman can sit in stillness with a man whose silence feels safer than another man's promises. The Stoic doesn't crave the melody, he listens for the depth beneath it. He doesn't mistake softness for submission, and he never allows her tone to seduce him into chasing. He holds the silence like a shield, and if she can't meet him in that silence, she was never meant to meet him in the fire. 3. She begins to mirror you, but it's her nervous system, not her intention. Biology has no filter. It speaks long before the mind catches up. And when a woman is drawn to a man's presence, her body begins to echo his, unconsciously. She shifts when you shift, leans in when you lean, matches your rhythm, your tempo, your energy. Not because she's trying to be like you, but because her nervous system is syncing to the strongest signal in the room. This is called limbic resonance, a primal response wired into the human brain. Her body is asking a silent question: can I safely follow this man's lead? And here's the thing, it's not admiration, it's not validation, it's testing, because the feminine doesn't fully trust until she has felt your center, until she has challenged your frame and found it didn't flinch. Most men fail here. They get excited, giddy, they start performing, puffing their chest, acting bolder, chasing compliments. They treat mimicry like a trophy. But the Stoic man does not respond to reflection. He does not move because someone else is moving with him. He remains rooted in his own rhythm, because he doesn't need her body to agree with his. He understands a hard truth. Mirroring is not consent. It's not compliance. It's curiosity. And curiosity, if not met with grounded command, will vanish into thin air. So when she mirrors you, stay steady. Don't smile for approval. Don't lean into the flattery of unconscious imitation. Instead, be the man whose energy calibrates no one, the man who sets the tone and lets nature respond. Because true masculinity isn't loud, it's stable, it's measured, and it never dances for the mirror. 4. She invades your space, then retreats into hers. Desire is not loud. It's not always physical, it's energetic. And you'll feel it in the way she plays with distance. When a woman is magnetized by a man's presence, she starts to bend space itself. She leans in just a little too close. Her shoulder brushes yours. She finds reasons to pass by, even when the room has more than enough air. But she doesn't touch. She doesn't cross the final inch. Because that inch, that invisible sliver of tension between two bodies, is where feminine desire lives and breathes. Her biology is creating polarity, testing the pull, asking, if I lean in, will he collapse into me, or will he hold the charge? You see, the immature man sees this as an opportunity to escalate, to reduce the space, to bridge what should remain sacred. But the Stoic man, he does not rush into closeness. He doesn't confuse proximity with permission. He understands. The space between two people is not always meant to be closed. Sometimes it's meant to be felt, extended, honored, because the man who can hold space without trying to fill it becomes the rarest force in her world. A man who doesn't need to touch her body to affect her soul. This is why so many women are drawn to men who say very little, who don't reach, who don't chase, who simply stand, unbothered, uninvited, and become inescapable. So when she inches close, let her. And when she retreats, let her. Because your power is not in the pursuit, it's in the restraint. And the longer you can hold the fire without reaching for it, the more she burns for what you refuse to give away easily. True power isn't about closing space, it's about controlling the magnetism within it. 5. She begins grooming herself in your presence. Subtly and instinctively, she fixes her hair, she adjusts her sleeves, she tucks a strand behind her ear, then touches the base of her neck like she's soothing something she can't name. Most men mistake this for vanity, but it's not. It's instinct. You've triggered something ancient in her, a dormant biological script, not to seduce, but to prepare. Prepare to be seen, to be judged, to be worthy of inspection under the gaze of a man whose presence makes her second-guess her own reflection. This isn't attraction in the modern sense. It's not liking your vibe. It's a deeper polarity at play, a feminine response to masculine-centeredness. You've done nothing flashy, you've said nothing grand, and yet her body reacts as if your stillness is watching her undress, even while you say nothing at all. Now comes your test. Most men inflate. They misinterpret her grooming as confirmation, as license, as an unspoken yes. But the Stoic man does not indulge. He doesn't become intoxicated by signals, because he knows this simple truth. Validation is bait, and the moment you take it, you've made her the source of your internal weather. Seneca said, "He who indulges in praise has already lost his freedom." And that includes unspoken praise, body language, soft giggles, the gentle fixing of hair. So when she grooms herself around you, let her, but remain unmoved. Whether she's preparing herself for you or simply responding to your gravity is irrelevant. Your identity is not built on being desired. It's built on discipline. The man who remains still when the world flutters around him, that is the man women can't stop adjusting themselves for. Not because he asked them to, but because their biology doesn't know what else to do. 6. Her laughter becomes light, but her eyes stay fixed. When a woman begins to laugh around you, you must ask yourself, is this comedy or chemistry? Because true laughter, the kind that escapes her lips effortlessly, doesn't always come from a joke. It comes from release, from the sudden softening of the guard she didn't know she was holding, from the nervous energy that has no exit except through sound, from the part of her that feels disarmed, but not in danger. She laughs a little too easily, a little too freely, and all the while, her eyes don't leave yours, because she's not laughing at your words. She's responding to your presence, to the calm in your voice, the weight in your gaze, the grounded energy that says, I don't need to perform for you. I am already enough. And that's what makes her body laugh. Not because she's entertained, but because for once, she doesn't have to be in control. But here's where most men get lost. They mistake the laughter for approval. And once a man starts seeking more of it, he becomes the fool, not the flame. He gets louder, wittier, needier, trying to be the source of her joy rather than the stillness that allows it to arise on its own. But the Stoic man, he does not chase reactions. He does not become addicted to the sound of female laughter. Because he knows, laughter without reverence is noise. A woman may laugh with 10 men, but only one will make her feel something deep when she falls silent again. That man is not the entertainer. He is the anchor. So when she laughs, smile maybe, but don't move. Because if she's truly drawn to you, she'll laugh not at what you say, but at how she feels when you say nothing at all. And the man who understands this never needs to be funny to be unforgettable. 7. She becomes slightly nervous and starts fumbling with her composure. She's not shy. She's not insecure. She's simply no longer in control of the story her body is telling. Watch her closely, not with lust, but with clarity. The woman who is truly attracted to you isn't always smooth. In fact, she's often a little off. She spills her drink, fumbles with her words, touches her lips, her hair, her collarbone, as if trying to anchor herself back into control. But the more she tries to regulate, the more her body betrays her. Why? Because in your presence, Her mind is trying to remain composed, while her nervous system has already submitted to something deeper. You've disarmed her intellect, and now her body is taking the lead, slowly, involuntarily, exposing a desire she hasn't given language to. And here lies the crucial mistake weak men make. They interpret nervousness as permission. They escalate. They advance. They pounce on the vulnerability, thinking it's a window of opportunity. But the Stoic man, he knows better. He knows that true power doesn't press forward when the door cracks open. It waits at the threshold, respects the silence, and honors the storm happening behind her smile. Because nervousness is not consent. It's conflict, a tension between the safety she feels and the surrender she's not yet ready to offer. And the wise man honors that dance. He does not rush her. He does not expose her. He simply remains. Present, patient, powerful. Because it is not his job to make her ready. It is only his duty to be ready himself. For when her body and mind finally agree and choose him without fear. A woman's nervousness around you isn't weakness. It is her instincts whispering, I feel something real, but I'm not sure how to survive it. And the man who holds space for that uncertainty, without rushing, manipulating, or feeding his ego, that is the man she will never forget. And that is your advantage. Because in a world of men who seek clarity through chasing, you are the man who invites clarity through stillness. You don't manipulate. You don't perform. You don't beg to be wanted. You simply become undeniable and let nature respond. Seneca once said, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. So take the signs, accept them, but never hinge your identity on them. You are not here to be desired. You are here to be disciplined. If you've watched this far, you've already separated yourself from most men, because the average man watches women. You study nature. You are not chasing validation. You are reclaiming your center, the part of you that doesn't flinch under desire, the man who chooses calm over craving, stillness over reaction, clarity over impulse. You no longer interpret feminine signals through the eyes of hunger. You interpret them through the lens of sovereignty. You don't salivate when you see the signs. You see them and remain unmoved. Because power is not in how you respond to desire. It's in how you carry yourself without needing it.